Hey guys, what's up? This is another edition of Migs Musts. Alright, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us here on Migs Musts, episode 10. Wow, episode 10 na po ng Migs Musts, and just would like to give a huge shout out sa aking pong malupit na quiz, mga quiz, Kuya Mond, Kuya Fitz, Kuya Pau, and Kuya Dima. Sila po ang responsable for making these videos for Migs Musts, and gusto ko lang po silang bigyan ng huge shout out. And for last week po, in-upload po natin is Must Be a Good Friend, of course dedicated to my best friend AJ De La Paz. Kapatid, as of uploading this video, kaka-birthday mo lang nung September 23, kapatid Bok. Happy birthday sa'yo. And for this episode, gusto ko lang pong tahakin ang must na ito. For this episode, we're going to talk about must ignore the nonsense. Ayan, must ignore the nonsense. And submitted ito ng aking good friend na si James Hebrio. James, brother, he's from Toronto, Canada. Actually, si James, kapatid siya ng schoolmate ko na si Fiona. Hi Fiona, hi Ate Fiona. And si James, kwento ko lang, is naging friend ko siya through Fiona dahil nag-message lang sa akin sa Facebook. You know, he wanted to see the life here as a sportscaster, and he wanted to make it his own also in Toronto. Mga 2019 ito bumisita siya sa Manila, tapos pinakita ko siya sa ABS-CBN. We instantly became friends because of our similarities and commonalities sa sports. And nag-message siya akin si James actually nung isang araw. Sabi niya, Kuya, I binge-watched Migs Musts. Hindi po ako naglolo ko, papakita ko po yung conversation namin. Ayan po. So, yung mga ganitong moments, parang wow, hindi ko nga alam kung may nanonood talaga. Hindi ko alam kung merong nakakapansin. Niisip ko, ayoko na lang yung pansinin kasi gusto ko lang, yun nga, ang pinaka-goal talaga nito. As I mentioned to you guys, I remind myself na, you know, 1, 2, 5, 10, makarelate sa video na to, and kahit pa paano magkaroon ng impact and magkaroon ng call to action pagdating sa kanilang mga buhay, that's enough for me. Hindi kailangan i-post sa social media, hindi kailangan ipakita sa social media kung na-inspire ka ba by this video. If you're doing it in your actions, in your own little ways, go ahead, be it better. Kasi nga, with social media now, ito itatahi ko na siya, with social media and digital media now, ang dami-daming content, ang dami-daming mga lumalabas na mga kung ano-ano. And maraming beses din na inevitable, maraming beses na napapaapekto tayo sa nonsense. Naapektuhan tayo sa mga posts ng mga ibang tao. Hindi natin alam what is valid, what is not, what matters, what doesn't. And going here sa sinabi ni James na must ignore the nonsense is, ako hindi naman ako talaga expert. Okay, hindi ako expert pagdating sa receiving end ng bashing. Number 1. Okay, hindi ako expert dyan kasi I can say hindi talaga ako nabash. Never pa ako talaga nabash ng tuluyan. Although sa isang platform, sa isang rising content platform ngayon, hindi ko nasasabihin kung saan, doon talaga marami. Diba? Doon talaga maraming mga, alam mo na, maraming mga outspoken. And to be honest, it's not for everyone. I got to talk to a lot of athletes on how they handle these attacks or these bashings on social media. Number 1, syempre po, alalahanin po natin is hindi po immune ang mga atletang ito, mga public figure na ito pagdating sa mga ganito. Kuwari, mabash mo, kuwari makapagsabi ka ng hindi maganda right to his or her face kapag tinag mo siya. Diba? Kasi kala natin, pag tinag mo siya, hindi na mababasa, wala siyang pakialam. Hindi po yung totoo. Ang totoo po niyan, nababasa po nilang lahat yan. They just choose to ignore the nonsense. They just choose to ignore, well, at least most of them, choose to ignore and wag pumatol. Di ba po? Kasi po, nakakadagdag yun sa negativity, nakakadagdag yun sa bad vibes kapag i-engage mo pa. So, ang general rule niyan, at least, it's common for athletes, for kami na on-cam talents. Kapag may ganyan, okay lang. Wag mong pansinin. Yun yung pinaka parang realization ko when it comes to that. At pagdating naman po sa training namin, sa amin, as a network, is kapag may ganyan, syempre, hindi naman lahat magugustuhan ko anong sasabihin mo Kapag merong nag-tag sa'yo sa Twitter or nag-tag sa'yo sa Instagram, it's really best not to engage. Kahit personal pa yan. Mahirap gawin. Madaling sabihin, mahirap gawin. Pero it takes another level of control and maturity para hindi pansinin yun. Mahirap na hindi magpa-apekto. Dahil, yun nga, following up when it comes to that, itong mga atletang to, nababasa nila na apektuhan sila. Di man atleta, celebrity, public figure, di ba po? Lahat naman po tayo tao. Isipin lang natin, paano kung tayo yung naka-receive nun? Anong mararamdaman natin? So, what do we do when it comes to this point na must ignore the nonsense? We just listen to who matters. Sino ba talaga yung mga nagmamatter sa buhay natin? Examples, pwedeng pamilya, closest friends, coaches, mentors. Yun po, we learn how to compartmentalize our thoughts and emotions. Along the way, again, madaling sabihin, mahirap gawin. We learn how to compartmentalize our emotions and thoughts. And we learn that through experience and time. Elite players, elite athletes. Again, from a sports perspective, kasi ito yung ito yung na-observe ko eh. Hindi na ako pupunta sa celebrities kasi hindi ko naman yan forte, hindi ko naman yan talaga mundo. And again, that takes, whole new level of scrutiny, not just here in the Philippines, but all over the world. Royal family, Hollywood celebrities, Asian, Filipino celebrities, talagang under the microscope. So, much respect po talaga to the ones that are in that industry and in that sector of society and on the receiving end. But at least for athletes, nakaka-apekto siya sa performance din eh. Siyempre, di ba, kapag magpapa-apekto ka. So, ano gagawin mo? Magpapa-apekto ka? At hahayaan mo yung sarili mong mag-wallow sa sakit na ang sakit naman itong sinabing to, etc. Most of the athletes do not get stuck in that. I'm not saying all maaring maraming most, maaring meron, maaring konti. Pero at least sa experience ko in just conversing with the athletes, yes, it does get to them. But it also takes a whole level of being to get out of it. Nakaka-depress, nakakalungkot, pero importante nun, makakabawi ka at makakabangon ka. Ako naman, personally, marami rin akong mga, siguro, failures, marami rin akong mga mistakes na not necessarily nonsense na bashing or anything. Pero ako kasi competitive ako. I'm a very competitive person. So, kapag meron akong kailangan bawiin, meron akong na-fail gawin, meron akong hindi nagawa ng tama, sisiguraduhin ko talaga na makakabawi ako. Sinasabi ko sa sarili ko, I will prove you wrong. Even to my wife, niloloko ako kanan si Mishi, sabihin niya, mga physical na aspect, mga buhat-buhat ng mga gamit, etc. Sabihin niya, Migs, mamaya na, balikan mo na lang kasi hindi mo naman kaya yan. So ako, nag-turn on agad yung switch ko na, hindi kaya. And then I will prove to her wrong na parang, kaya ko. And then lagi niya akong pinagtatawan, lagi naming joke na parang, yan kasi hinahamon mo ako. Sabi nga niya sa akin, sige, dapat pala lagi kitang gaganunin para gawin mo pala talaga, para magawa mo pala talaga yung kailangan gawin. So, yung ganun din yung addressing the nonsense, ignoring it. But if it is really nonsense, how does it fuel you to be a better athlete, to be a better person, to be a better friend, to be a better husband or father? Sometimes yung nonsense, hindi lang siya nonsense. It's nonsense for a reason. Minsan makikita mo siguro na parang, okay, ito naman. Hindi naman lahat yun eh. Pero baka meron mga iilan doon na tingin mong nonsense, but you will use it as a fuel. I've watched Michael Jordan documentaries, mga sports documentaries, na yung common nila sa isa't isa talaga yung competitiveness. And nadami rin nilang mga nonsense that went their way. Scrutiny from the media, scrutiny from the press, their team, their GMs. For them, siguro nonsense yun, pero sabi nila, hindi, sige. Hindi ako malulunod dito. I'll be better next time. So ako personally, I filter out what is nonsense and what is sensible. And out of the nonsense, ano ba yung pwede kong maging sensible? Parang ganon. Basta ang importante dyan, gagawa ka ng paraan to make yourself a better person. Kasi wala namang perfect eh. Wala namang perfect na tao eh. Meron ako nakausap, hindi ko alam. Kalimutan ko na kung sino. Pero I could very much relate to him or her. Basta sinabi niya, lahat naman ng natutunan ko sa buhay, through experience lang, through other people. Naalala ko na Marge. Siya. Shout out to my friend Marge na nag-talk siya sa isang class ko one time, content creation class online. And sabi niya na, ito namang lahat ng mga natutunan ko rin sa ibang tao. And ako rin, ganun. Siguro yung mga nasi-share ko sa Migs Musts lately, yung ito nga, naka-episode 10 na nga tayo, na nasi-share ko sa Migs Musts lately is yung mga natutunan ko rin sa ibang tao. Go back to basics. Hindi yan yung tipong libro, tapos maaalala mo lahat ng concept, tapos ma-apply mo na. Hindi. In life talaga, experience is the best teacher. Never mong marirealize unless ma-experience mo. Marami pang mga ibang aspeto ng buhay na through experience, through actual nating malalaman before natin ma-realize talaga. Ewan ko, baka nag-fly off na ako, baka nag-wander na ako, but I hope lahat po ng mga sinabi ko, lahat po ng mga nakwento ko pa, lahat pala ng mga nakwento ko, nag-make sense kahit papano, in some direction or some mode. So yun po. Thank you, James, for submitting or for requesting Must Ignore the Nonsense. Siguro 3 tips lang din, no? 3 tips lang din. Parang 3 pointers on summarizing what I mentioned. So 3 pointers. Number 1, in addressing Must Ignore the Nonsense. Number 1, you have to filter out what is nonsense, what is sensible. And then from there, you can take a roadmap kung ano ba talaga yung papakinggan mo, kung ano yung hindi mo papakinggan, at kung ano yung mga napakinggan mo, kung anong gagawin mo about it. Speaking of gagawin about it, number 2, take action. Kung may nag-criticize sa'yo, kung merong nakapagsabing ganito, ganyan, what will you do about it? Will you be defensive? You can be defensive, okay, human nature ng tao, but at the end of the day, what will you do about it? Will you use it to be a better person? Will you use it for your own development? Kung ano makapagsasabi niya. And number 3 is consistency and experience. Why did I say consistency? Dahil hindi naman always perfect tayo. Hindi naman ibig sabihin porque isang bagay na na-criticize tayo o isang nonsense na pumasok sa atin, yun na yun. Marami at marami pa. We should expect that because we're not perfect people. Consistency in the sense na number 1 and number 2, we should be consistent about it. Just take it in and then do something about it. And experience, as I mentioned, you just learn it through experience. Kaya ako po talaga naniniwala talaga ako na it's never too old to learn. Ako personally, I'm a big fan of basketball. I call myself a student of the game. Diba? And I just take that, sabi ko sa sarili ko, kahit hanggang 30, 40, 50, 60 ako, patuloy kong aaralin kung ano yung mga pagbabago sa basketball. And ganun din. Because that is through experience, that is through evolution. In connection with here, in connection dito, is sabihin ko na, in life, I always learn and learn and learn. So, hindi ibig sabihin, porket 40 na ako, alam ko na lahat. Pagdating yung 50, master ko na yan. No? Even yung 80, 90 hasn't mastered life yet. And I'm looking forward to those types of experiences to always make me a better person. Alright, so there you have it. This is Migs Musts, episode 10, Must Ignore the Nonsense. Thank you, brother James Hebrio, for submitting or kumbaga requesting this topic. Maraming salamat po sa pagnood ng Migs Musts. Please do follow my YouTube page, youtube.com/mixbustos, at syempre po, please do binge watch. Kung makaka-binge watch kayo ng Migs Musts, maraming salamat. Please do send in your comments, email me for suggestions, DM me for anything. And sa next vlog ko po, ko-compile ko yung mga nag-message, and we will make sure to give you a shoutout. So again, maraming salamat, Pao, Dima, Mon, Fitz, to the team that's been editing these videos. Maraming salamat po. Stay safe and God bless everybody. Thank you so much for watching Migs Musts, and see you guys next episode.